Wholeness. Let's talk about pain now. And I'm talking about just in general. It could be mental pain, mental anguish, which would be like mental illness, mental disorders, emotional disorders, psychological disorders, emotional pain, heartbreak, loss, deep depression, and then emotional disorders, right? And then physical pain, right, where you're just working out kind of pain, or you're going through a disease, or you've been injured in some way or maimed permanently. Pain, at first it hurts, and then it makes you stronger. Pain can be painful. Emotional pain, physical, mental pain, the anguish can be so unreal and so and just so jarring to your system, jarring to your whole being, your whole essence. It can freeze you. When I think of pain, I think of a hot, but heat, but a frozen heat, like, or a freezing heat. I know it doesn't make any sense. Like icy hot. That's what I think of pain. It's not comfortable. Pain to me is stagnant energy trying to escape. Pain to me is stagnant energy that's been stagnant in certain parts of your spirit, your heart, your mind, your body for a period of time that's too long. And so the pain will begin to manifest into illness, manifest into mental blocks, manifest into emotional instability. And then it tries to escape. And sometimes, tragically, people will try to self-delete. Or they are so far gone, they'll try to delete, physically delete other people. Or if they don't, they're not on that path of like killing people, they will try to destroy and delete other people spiritually, emotionally, mentally, slowly eating away at others. And they must do this through pain, through causing pain in the other. Pain is like you're swallowing someone gives you a pill and it says, and they tell you, if you swallow this pill, this pill's going to make you feel a certain way. So you happily take the pill, right? And then you realize you can't swallow the pill. The pill just stays in your mouth and it's bitter and it tastes disgusting and your tongue starts to ache and you begin to salivate, but you can't swallow this pill. You can't process this energy. It just stays stuck in you. It has no way out. It's trapped energy that can't leave. It doesn't know where to leave. Have you ever seen those toys where you press on one and it's like gel inside, right? And so you it's like in a pouch and there's glitter and it's like a little toy for kids, but you press on it and all that fluid and glittery and goo moves to the one side, and then you press on the other side and it moves back to the other side. That's kind of what I'm seeing. Like pain is like that. It has nowhere and no way out, like pus. Just sitting there until it ruptures. So how can pain make you stronger? First, you must know what pain feels like. And pain is only learned through experience. Experience is an event that happens repetitively. You can have something happen to you one time, and it could be so profound, that lesson is so profound that it literally changes you permanently, where it won't happen again. not to that magnitude. You almost kind of know what to expect. And if you don't know what to expect, you know how you're going to respond. You know how you're going to react. That's when you get stronger. That's how pain makes you stronger. You know how you're going to respond and how you're going to react. When you first get hurt, it hurts so bad because you didn't expect yourself to react in a certain way. You didn't expect that pain, whether it's physical, mental, or emotional, to cut through the layers of all the walls that you built up over time. You didn't expect it to hurt that bad, to reach deep into your core, until it did. Pain can make you stronger. You can build on pain. If you think about conditioning, when, like, for those of you who are athletic, and it takes about 2 weeks, you begin to, you're miserable. You're in a lot of pain. Okay, everything aches. Like you're a runner, right? Or you're weightlifting, or you're cycling, or you're doing Ashtanga, some form of yoga, or you're swimming. There's a ton of fatigue and pain, and your muscles ache, and there's, the capillaries explode. Right? Things feel like they're torn. But after that 2 weeks of consistent practice, and you're consistent with your mind and your heart, your body begins to follow. It begins to move with it. And within the next 3 months, you are conditioned. You condition your subconscious mind to follow. Right? You can gain emotional strength through pain. Your most painful experiences, you gain emotional strength. I think one of the most painful experiences I've ever had was through manipulation. Manipulation is something I have a really hard time with. And especially if it comes from people that you respect or that you love or you put on some kind of pedestal. It can be quite painful when you learn that you're being manipulated. You're being played with. And so when you're emotionally going through emotional pain, time is the best medicine. It truly is. Time makes you much stronger. You have enough time to process. When you don't give, the only downside about pain is that when you don't allow yourself time to process some, like, the pain that you're feeling, and you just try to move on, that's when that pus begins to fill in that space. That's when that energy begins to fester. And it becomes red hot, and it just feels uncomfortable, like a horrible toothache, a horrible dying tooth in your that's rotting in your mouth, and you can't remove it. But your head is throbbing, and your whole head, it's throbbing, and your body is throbbing, and it's a poison in a way. But when you allow yourself to process pain, there's a doorway, there's a way out. That energy won't be stagnant anymore. It's almost like you digest a toxin and then you alchemize it. Alchemizing pain, whether it's physical, mental, or emotional, is a very powerful practice. But you must allow Father Time to assist you in such practices, in such experiences. You can't get over loss overnight. You can't get over, sickness and disease overnight. Some do, I do believe in miracles, that's for sure. But I'm talking about that type of pain where it's part of your karmic path to experience, where you can't run away from this pain. You have to face it head on. That's the type of pain I'm talking about. It is part of your lesson in life that you have to go through. A strong person to me is someone who has the ability to alchemize the most toxic, painful, dark experiences that they've ever experienced in their life. You can do this through actually going through like to therapy, a psychologist, your spiritual leader, a healer, a spiritual guide in your community, whether you're Christian, Muslim, Jewish, atheist, pagan. You can read a lot of self-help books, go to a shaman. I mean, there's so many different tools for us. Find other like-minded people who have gone through what you're going through. There are many different ways of alchemizing pain. And once you're able to alchemize the non-physical, it makes alchemizing the physical that much more potent. The unseen rules the seen. That's why you can never really judge how much pain someone's in, unless you're intuitive. But you can't really judge a book by its cover, because people can walk around like they got it together and they're effed up. Like truly emotionally unstable, mentally unhinged, and physically stagnant. You gain strength through experience, like you're conditioning for the Olympics. Like you're conditioning for whatever sport you were in. If you think about the military, they're literally, they're programmed to go through hell on earth. And they're still not prepared. Nothing can ever prepare you for war. You think, and the military will do the best they can, worldwide, all the governments. They send these predominantly young men, there are women in there, but predominantly young men, because they're easy to reprogram. And they strengthen their mind. They reprogram their subconscious mind to kill and to murder in the name of protecting the government and the government entities and ideologies, political ideologies, for money, for power, for companies, right? But they put them through rigorous training to get through some of the most painful experiences. But the downfall I find in military is that these men, when they're done fighting, and women, when they're done fighting, they leave, they're not the warrior, and they come back home and they try to live a normal life. They don't know how to process all the pain that they've been through and all the pain that they've caused. They're strong, but they're wounded. And there's a archetype, the wounded warrior. Wounded warriors are very difficult to deal with. They truly are, because they're strong and they're capable of getting through hell. But they're too wounded to realize when they're in heaven. So, I will always have the utmost respect for my military or my veterans in my own country and veterans all around the world, because they have to sacrifice a piece of their soul. That's why they're called soldiers. And you can't really kill the soul. It's infinite. But you can kill a spirit of a person. You can kill the essence of who they really are. The spirit is what connects the soul to the human experience. And when the spirit is deeply wounded, it is very, very difficult for people to realize and to differentiate between what's heaven and what's hell. So that's the message today. Pain, first it hurts, and then it makes you stronger. Let me know what you think about that. Thank you.